Hello everyone, so here I am again with another video. Today you will learn how to store form data locally so that you can retrieve the data later and use it for verification purpose or like doing some calculation or something. So let's begin. So here you can see I have opened a folder. Like this is the folder I have saved in this desktop which is called locally storing data. Okay, this folder. Okay, so here I have created an HTML file, index.html, and let's open the browser side by side also. And now I'll start the live the live server so that you can see the editing I am doing in the browser as well. Okay, so I'll just click on go live and load up this browser. Okay, so start with, first I'll write the basic HTML code. This is the basic HTML code that I've written, and I'll name my file as local storage. Okay, now let's create some HTML elements. So let's make this text field as username. I'll write a placeholder that is username and save, and when I refresh this page you will see here this text field is created with the placeholder named username. Okay, and then I'll create another field. This I'll make it as email. Okay, I'll just put a line break here so that it goes to the next line. Here you can see that. Okay, and then I'll create another field which will be the password field. So input type will be password and placeholder will also be password. Okay. So you can see here, because of this live server, the page is refreshing itself, and I'll put 2 BR tags here so that it breaks the line. Okay, now let's create a button that will be a submit button. So type will be submit. Okay. I will put another BR tags here for the line break. So this is the basic form that is created. Now here the user will enter the data, and the data should be stored locally, and after that we can from the back end we can retrieve the data and use the data to do some login verification or something like that. Okay, so first let me show you where you can see the local data stored. Okay, so what you will do is right click on this browser, okay, and click on inspect. After you click on the inspect button, this console will open. Okay, and you can see here this arrow. So click on that arrow, and then here will be the application options. So click on application. Now here you can see there is under the storage section there is a local storage written over here. Okay, so expand that local storage, and this is the file you are currently using. So click on that, and these are I was doing some hit and trial method, so these are the keys. So I'll just clear this out. I'll show you how you can see the key and value pairs, and I'll tell you another thing, that is when you store a locally some data, how it's stored is first attribute is the key over here you can see, and the second attribute is the value of the key. Okay, so let me show you how to write in the code. Okay, So for this I'll create a JS file, that is JavaScript file. So first let me create that. So let me write it as script.js. Okay, so I created this file over here, and now what I'll do is I will retrieve the data that the user is entering in the fields. So how to retrieve the data? To retrieve data, first we will create some variables. Okay, let it be var username. So I'll write it as uid. Okay, and I will write the rest of the code later. First let me create the variables. So I'll write password. Okay, and then I'll write email. Okay, now to retrieve the data I will have to give these fields, like these elements, some ID. Okay, so what I will do is I'll give this username field ID as username. Okay, username, like this. This is the ID. Okay, and for this email I will give ID as email. Okay, and for the password field also I will give ID as password. Okay, it's password. Okay, so I've given each one of them an ID. Now I'll go back to this JavaScript file and I'll retrieve the element. So how to retrieve it is, we write document dot get element by ID. Okay, get element by ID. Now I'll give the ID which I wrote here, that is this one. Okay, that is username. So I'll write over here username. So just to show you, I'll just comment out these two and I'll show you if the ID is retrieved or not. Okay, so I'll give an alert here, alert username. So what it will do is, after I click on the submit button, the alert box will show the username that is entered in this first field. Okay, but before that I will have to assign some functionality to the submit button, right? Like if you do not assign it, then how will this script tag work? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll write here on click, let the function name be test. Okay, so this is the function name, and I'll have to write this whole code inside that test function. Okay, so this is the function name is test. There is no parameters and I'll just paste the code here. Okay, but before that also I'll have to link this JavaScript file. So I'll link it. So let me add the script tag at the end of this HTML document. So I write here script, this one, and the source is script.js. This is the JavaScript file. And before running the file, there is some mistake that I want you to know. That is, if we run this code right now, it will give the output as the object and not as value. So what I need to do is, after this get element by ID username, I'll have to put dot value. Okay, I'll show you the difference, then you can see dot value. And one more thing, I made a mistake here, that is I need to write here UID, not username, because the variable here is UID, right? So this will be UID. Now let's run the code and see. I refresh the page and I am writing here something like Aditi. This is the username name, and if I click here, you can see here this is the alert box saying Aditi seal as the pop-up. Okay, so that means the code is correct. And now let me show you how it will give the output if it was an object and not a value. Okay, So what I'll do is I'll remove this dot value, save the file, and refresh the browser and write here the same username and click submit. Here you can see it is object. The object has only one element here, so it is showing only one element over here. If it had many elements, then it would show like comma and the other elements as well. Okay, this is how you basically retrieve the value that the user is entering. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll write dot value here, and then I'll set this value to local storage. Okay, but before that I'll delete this alert and retrieve the password and email as well. Same process, that is document dot get element by id. I'm using get element by id. You can use get element by tag name also, class name also, but since I have written here id, so I am using it as id. You can declare a class here like this, class, and name the class something like test. Okay, then you can write over here get element by class name. Okay, and it will be same, like right here test and then dot value. Okay, it will do the same thing, but for now I'll write it as id only. Okay, by id, that is the id is password. Okay, and same will go for email as well. So I'll just copy paste it. Sorry, this is thing here, you can see this, and the id will be email. I'll edit the index file as well. I'll remove this class from here and save it. Okay, so basically all the three elements are retrieved. So let me check if all the elements are retrieved or not. I'll write another alert, then I'll write what to say, first is uid, then I'll give password, then I'll give email. Okay, now let's check. Okay, now let's see if it works. Okay, so email I'm giving this, and password I'm giving 1234 and submit. Okay, it is not working. That is because I made a mistake over here. You can see it is get element by id, not get elements by id. So I'll remove this s and s from here as well. Okay, and now save the file and refresh the browser, and then I'll give the details again, and I'm putting the password 1234 and click on submit. Here you can see Aditi seal. That is because I made another mistake here. We do not put comma, we put here plus. Okay, okay, so now let's again give the details. 1234 again. Now when I click on submit button, you can see the data are retrieved. So first is the username here, Aditi C, and then the password, because second I have given the password here, and then the email. This is the email. Okay, so you can see the data are being retrieved. Now I'll just remove this line and show you how to store the values locally. Okay, so now this was retrieving the data. So I write here retrieving data. Okay, Now is the storing data. So for storing the data, I'll create another 3 variables. That is, I'll write here as user, then I'll write pass for the password, and last is email. So I'll write only em for the email. Okay, and now to store data, we use local storage dot set item method, and this set item accepts 2 arguments. Here you can see the first one is the key and the second one is the value. Both are string. Okay, so this is, you can see in the console as well. First one is the key and the second one is the value. So first I have to give the key. So key will be the data, like the first data, that is username. So here I have written it as UID. Okay, so I'm retrieving this data. So I'll write this name over here in the double inverted commas, UID, and second will be the value. So the value here is the data which is retrieved, that is UID again. Okay, same I'll do for the password and email as well. So I'll just copy paste this line. Okay, here I'll write pw, this variable here. Okay, and the value and the actual value that is retrieved, that will be pw. Okay, and this is email, and this also email. Okay, now I will show you if the data is stored locally or not. Okay, so for that I'll just save this file again and I'll enter the data, then email, and then password I'm entering as 12345. Okay, now keep an eye on this field. Okay, key and value. You will see over here the details are being stored. Okay, when I click submit, so I'll click submit, and here you can see all the data are being stored locally. Okay, now I can retrieve these data as well. So to retrieve the stored data, what method is used is get item. Here I'm using set item method to store the data, and we'll use get item method to basically retrieve the data. Okay, so now what I'll do is retrieving stored data and using it for calculation. Okay, what I'll do is I'll retrieve this data and show you some functionalities. Okay, like how to use this data after retrieving it. Okay, so first I'll retrieve the data, and to retrieve the data we will be using get item method. So the code is exactly same as set item method, so I'll just copy these 3 and paste it over here and convert this set item to get item. Okay, so now this is the method. So now what I'll do is I'll make 3 more variables to verify the given data and the retrieved data. Okay, so I'll write here var a, b and c. Okay, and I'll write a as the username that is the user has entered, so it should be same, and this is the string, so I'll give double inverted commas. Second is the password, so I'll give the password exactly same, that is stored in the local storage, that is 12345, and then email as well. Okay, so email will be c equals to the email as this one. Okay, Okay, so I've stored these data manually, and now what it will do is it will match these manual data from the data that is stored in the local storage over here. Okay, so to verify, I'll use if statement. So I'll write if a is equal this is the get item. Okay, so I'll write these variables, user, and then and b equals pass and c equals em. Okay, then what it should do is it should give an alert message saying login successful. Okay, this is the way you basically verify a user while he or she is entering the login details. Okay, so this is an example that I'm showing you. Or if the data does not match, what it should show is else alert invalid details. Okay, and this should go inside inverted commas because it's a string. So this is the code. Now let's run and see. Okay, so I'll clear this console so you can see nothing is saved locally, and I've refreshed the browser as well, and I've saved the files as well. So now let's run. So I'll put here username. I'm putting the username same as it is written over here, these three things. Okay, username, and the email is this one, and the password is 12345. Okay, and I'll click submit. So you can see over here the data are same, that is why it is showing you login successful. Okay, now if I suppose I've made a mistake over here, Aditi C instead of seal, and submit the thing, you can see over here it is showing invalid details. So this is the way you verify or add functionality. Okay, so this is the thing that I wanted to teach you today. So how to retrieve the data, and this is the how to store the data in local storage, and how to retrieve the locally stored data and use them for your own purpose. Okay, so I hope you like this video. I'll be making more such videos. If you like this video and if you like the way I'm teaching you, I would request you to please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notification bell icon so that you can receive the notification for my future videos. Till then, thank you. Take care. Bye bye.